At exactly 7:42 a.m., you grab your keys. Your dog is lying on the floor, half asleep. Or at least that's what it looks like. By 7:44, you're out the door. By 7:47, 3 minutes and 15 seconds later, something starts. Not a little whine, not a casual bark. Something different. And here's the part you never see. Because by the time you come home, your dog looks completely fine, calm, maybe a little excited, tail wagging, like nothing ever happened. But wait, here's the uncomfortable truth. Most dog owners believe three things. That if there's no mess, nothing went wrong. That barking means stress, but silence means calm. And that their dog just gets used to it over time. All three are wrong. Here's the real secret. Your dog doesn't just miss you when you leave. Their brain starts reacting before you even touch the door. If that already surprises you. Come on, wait real quick because it gets deeper. Researchers have been quietly studying this for decades. Not by guessing, not by asking owners, but by doing something simple. They leave a camera running and walk away. In one study, cameras were placed in the homes of 23 dogs. What they found was chilling, barking, whining, howling. It didn't take hours. It started at 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Destructive behavior. Around 7 minutes. 7 minutes. That's all it takes before your shoes become a target. But here's the interesting part. After that first explosion of noise and panic, everything gets quiet. No barking, no scratching, no obvious chaos. From the outside, it looks like the dog settled down. But the cameras told a completely different story. Because while the noise stopped, the stress didn't. Panting increased. Heart rate stayed high. The body was still in full alarm mode. The dog didn't calm down. It just changed how the stress looked. And it gets even stranger. Instead of gradually relaxing, these dogs showed cycles. Every 20 to 30 minutes, another spike, a burst of movement, a sudden vocalization. Then, silence again. Not peace, just exhaustion between waves. If you've ever come home to a quiet house and thought, yeah, my dog handled it fine, you might want to rethink that. Now, compare that to dogs without separation issues. In another study, dogs were left alone for up to 4 hours. You know what they did? Almost nothing. They spent about 97% of their time resting, lying down, occasionally walking to the water bowl. No panic, no cycles, no hidden stress. Just waiting. So what's the difference? It's not breed, not age, not even genetics. For the most part, it comes down to one thing. What the dog has learned to expect when you leave. But here's where it gets even more unsettling. The reaction doesn't start when you leave. It starts before you leave. Think about your routine. You check your phone. You put on your shoes. You grab your bag. To you, it's just habit. To your dog, it's a countdown. Over time, dogs connect these tiny actions into a chain. Each one is a signal. And the signal means one thing. You're about to disappear. Some dogs start panting before you even reach the door. Some follow you from room to room. Some just stare quietly, already stressed. Not because you left, because they know you're about to. Here's the interesting part. A lot of advice tells you to confuse your dog. Pick up your keys randomly. Put on your shoes and sit back down. The idea is to break the association, but some studies suggest this doesn't always help. In fact, it can make things worse. Because the problem isn't the keys, it's the uncertainty. Your dog isn't afraid of your shoes. They're afraid you won't come back. If that hits a little different, comment "got it" below. Now let's talk about something most people get completely wrong. Goodbyes. You've probably heard this before. Don't make a big deal when you leave. No long hugs. No emotional farewell. But research shows something surprising. Those dramatic goodbyes, they don't really cause the problem. What matters more is what happens when you come back. In one long-term study tracking dogs over months, researchers found something unexpected. Dogs whose owners reacted negatively to damage-raised voices, frustration, punishment, were 6 times more likely to develop separation-related problems. 6 times. And here's why. Your dog doesn't connect your anger to something they did 4 hours ago. They can't. There's no timeline in their mind that's those events. So what do they connect your anger to? Your return. Let that sink in. The moment they've been waiting for all day becomes something stressful. And now, something dangerous happens. Leaving is stressful. Coming back is stressful. The entire day becomes a loop of anxiety. And here's the part most people miss. Some dogs stop reacting entirely. No barking. No destruction. No obvious stress. Psychology has a term for this. Learned helplessness. When an animal experiences stress, it can't control. It doesn't always fight forever. Eventually, it stops trying. Not because it's okay, but because it believes nothing it does matters. So that calm dog on your couch, it might not be calm at all. It might have just given up. Here's something even deeper. Some studies suggest that over long periods, highly stressed, dogs can show lower stress hormones. Not because they're relaxed, but because their system has been running so long. It starts to burn out, which means the dog that looks the most fine might actually be the one struggling the most. Now let's zoom out for a second, because this doesn't just come from nowhere. Your dog's stress often mirrors yours. In one study, researchers measured long-term stress levels in both dogs and their owners, and they found something almost eerie. The levels matched. Stressed owner, stressed dog. Calm owner, calm dog. But here's the key detail. It wasn't the dog influencing the human. It was the human influencing the dog. Your dog doesn't just live in your house. They live inside your emotional pattern, which means when you leave, they're not starting from zero. They're starting from whatever baseline you've both been building together. Now let's talk solutions, because this is where most people go wrong. The market is full of fixes, pheromone diffusers, calming treats, white noise, TV left on. Most people try at least one. Most people see little to no difference, because all of these target the same thing. The 8 hours you're gone. But the real change happens in the other 16 hours. Here's what actually works. Not quick fixes, not shortcuts, but something that sounds almost too simple. Gradual exposure, not leaving for 5 hours and hoping for the best, but starting small, seconds. Touch the door, come back, open it, come back, step outside, come back. It feels pointless, almost ridiculous. But here's what you're really doing. You're teaching your dog one pattern over and over again. You leave and you come back. And eventually, their brain starts to believe it. There's a tipping point many trainers notice. Once a dog can handle about 40 minutes alone without stress, everything starts to change. Progress accelerates, not because 40 minutes is magical, but because that's when the dog finally has enough evidence to update its expectation. For more severe cases, there's another layer. Medication, combined with training, has been shown to significantly improve outcomes. Not by sedating the dog, but by making the brain more flexible, more capable of learning something new. And that's the whole goal, not to suppress behavior. So, after decades of watching dogs through cameras, here's what we've learned. Some dogs wait peacefully. Some cycle through stress the entire time. Some go silent in a way that looks fine. And almost none of them are reacting to toys, or boredom, or stubbornness. They're reacting to something much deeper. The absence of you. Not just physically, but neurologically. Because over time, your dog's nervous system has calibrated itself to yours. So when you leave, it's not just a door closing. It's a system losing its reference point until they learn deep in their body, not just their mind, that you will always come back. That door doesn't feel like a pause. It feels like an ending. And maybe the most important realization is this. Your dog isn't being difficult. They're trying to solve a problem they don't yet understand. So the next time you pick up your keys, watch closely, because the story doesn't start when you leave. It starts long before that. If this changed how you see your dog, comment. I see it now. And if you've ever noticed your dog reacting before you even touch the door, tell me below. Follow for the next video. Because what we're about to uncover about cats is a completely different world.